Hey y'all, it's Neil from The Verge. We're here in New York City in front of our office. Tesla gave us a Model 3 for the night, so I'm just gonna cruise around the city, pick up some friends, and see what they think. Let's go. This is actually the fully loaded version, so it's extended range. It gets 310 miles on a full charge. It's got all the options. So the car starts at 35K, that's what Tesla says. But this model, all the way loaded up, red paint, fancy wheels, the whole nine, is 60K basically. So pretty up there. And the first person we're gonna pick up is Ashley Carmen, our great gadget reporter, who's been reviewing a lot of cars for us. There she is.
Okay.
Good night, Ashley. Oh, and Becca's here too. Hey, Becca.
How you doing?
So Ashley, you are a gadget reporter on Circuit Breaker.
Yes.
You have done a bunch of screen drives for us. I think you did a BMW 5 Series, Rolls Royce,
Yep.
a Hyundai.
Yep.
Hyundai was nicer than Rolls, I think. I'm going to ask you to do a series of challenges in this car because you're looking around. There are no buttons. There's no knobs.
And I've also never been in a Tesla before.
You've never been in a Tesla before.
So this is all new to
So if
me.
you've been in a Model S, you'd probably be able to figure this out pretty easy. Challenge 1.
Okay.
I just want you to turn on some music. Very basic. People do it in cars all the time.
It's very basic till you have cameras on you. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go with the music note. Okay, I'm gonna press the magnifying glass. I'm gonna put on Fiona Apple
Beautiful.
because that is for some reason. I think it's the winter. It's making me mad.
Very dramatic choice. I want you to change the direction of the air vents.
Okay, so I see temperature here. Manual.
There you go.
Is it seriously gonna be this?
Yeah.
What?
that cool? So the way this works,
Such a crazy.
there's a jet that blows up and a jet that blows out, and when you move this around,
Yeah.
those two interact, and it blows them faster and slower, and it directs the air towards where you're going.
This is just not how I think about vents.
It's just so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I want you to lock the doors.
Okay, well, there's no locks, I don't think. I'm gonna go back to this handy dandy car menu. I'm in the locks menu. I found the locks
I
menu.
will tell you that this confused the hell out of me earlier.
I don't know, Neeli. I'm in the locks menu. This feels like the place.
You are in the locks menu. It's right here. Beep.
Oh.
That's the door lock. And
I
then-
don't even think to look up there.
Well, it's funny because it's the main thing you want to do. So it's up here. It's like it's always at the root level. This map.
Yeah.
You get rid of this. It says Google in the corner. Those are some Google Maps.
Yeah, see, this is what really stands out to me because if you haven't tried a bunch of cars, you don't realize how terrible map interfaces
Really?
are.
So it's Google Maps on the screen, but the navigation is actually Garmin. Ashley, you're a gadget reporter. This is like a $60,000 gadget. Is this appeal to you? Is this like a good gadget?
As far as actual display goes, this literally just feels like an iPad Pro to me. And that's nice. I actually really like this display. I was super skeptical. I even wrote like a hot take when they announced the Model 3 where I was like, it needs a heads-up display because I love heads-up displays.
Yeah.
This is around the BMW price range and the actual car feels a lot cheaper. Like this wood paneling, I do not dig. It feels, I don't know, it just, and the side door, like this, it doesn't feel like $60,000 to me. Because this feels very like utility.
Right. All right, well, thank you for coming on this ride with me.
Yeah.
I assume you're going partying now.
Yeah, just so ready to turn up.
All right, so I've been driving this car for a while now, just picking people up, cruising around the city. It is ridiculously fun to drive. And then the other thing I've noticed is people are they are drawn to this car like nothing else. Like, the red paint helps. If you want any other color but black, you gotta pay $1,000. I recommend buying the red paint for $1,000. You know, from the outside, just looking at it, it's got a lot of that Model S vibe. It's a little bit more aggressive in its design. Everyone's expectations when they get into it are completely blown up because you're expecting to be in a car, and the inside of this thing looks nothing like a traditional car. So a lot of people have been asking me how this compares to a Model S. Yo, is that Marquez? Marquez, what's up, buddy?
Oh, it's good.
You own a very famous Model S
Okay.
named Apollo. I
Yes.
follow the adventures of Apollo all the time. And you spent like 3 days in a Model 3 recently, right?
Yeah, so we spent the little time in Model 3. It compared well in a lot of ways, and it's really familiar. I've driven some other cars that don't compare in like any way to mine. It does a couple things better than my car, and it does a couple things worse.
Really?
Yeah.
What does it do better?
The UI here, it's a little faster. The touch response is faster. It's also updated, and maps are a little bit better.
Yeah.
The front trunk opening is a little bit finicky on Model S's, just everyone's Model S. Model 3 is just one hand closed easy. If you get used to the air suspension on Model S, then the coils here will feel a little too firm.
Yeah.
If you get used to 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, then this might feel a little less than that.
How old is your Model S?
About a year and a half.
Okay, so here's my big concern with this display, right? It's basically a giant tablet. 5 or 10 years from now, I mean, you don't hold on to a phone for 5 or 10 years. You don't hold
Right.
on to a tablet. Is yours slowing down at all? Do you think that's going to make it 5 years, 10 years, as long as you keep a car?
I do view it the same way as you. I did lease my car, anticipating it like a piece of technology, and I don't expect it to last as long as a normal car. So far in my year and a half, it hasn't slowed down, so that's good. I'm hoping it doesn't, because it's kind of important that it keeps up with all the things I need to do, like unlocking it on the screen.
I find myself wondering, A, are regular people going to be able to figure all this out? And 2, like, honestly, just, it's a computer, and I'm with you, like, I mean, you probably change phones faster than me, but I change my phone every 25 minutes.
Right.
And, like, this kind of scares me. I got to be honest with you, that it's kind of locked into this, and you can get over the updates, but are they going to swap out processors in 10 years, things like that, or are they just going to call them all back and give people new ones?
Yeah, I think it would be cool if they actually changed out the computer, because I know the computer in the Model S, I thought they would have updated already, because it's been the same since the beginning of Model S.
Compared to like autopilot on your S, you find this one better or worse? What was your response like? How it?
Yeah, the actual driving part was identical, just having all the cars in front of you and sensing everything around you was the same. But my problem with it is the physical control of autopilot. So on Model S, there's a separate stalk. You double tap down, and if you want to change the distance between the car in front of you, you just rotate it. In this car, you have no autopilot stalk, so you double tap the drive stalk, and then to adjust the distance of the car in front of you, you have to go into a menu and hit up and down in the menu on the screen.
Whoa.
So, you know, you're technically not really driving, and you can afford to look off the road, but I feel like they could have done way better with that.
Yeah, I feel like they went. This is a weird phrase. Maximally minimum.
Yeah.
Like it's there's as little stuff as you can have over here, and sometimes when you're actually just driving, you want those controls around you.
Yeah. Some of these buttons are unassigned for the most part, and they can, as they learn about how people use the software, assign them. So I think they can use that right wheel to control distance, because right now it's unassigned while you're in autopilot. That would be easy.
So this car, I was saying earlier, is almost $60K because it's all optioned up.
Yeah.
The base Model S is, I don't think anybody gets one. It's close to that range too. Mm-hmm. Would you get this spec'd up versus getting a Model S at the base level?
I think at 60 grand, or roughly what this is, I would pick an optioned up Model 3.
Really?
Because baseline Model S, you don't get autopilot, right? Mm-hmm. You have to pay extra. Baseline Model S, you don't get glass roof. Baseline Model S, you don't get premium speakers. So it'll feel similar, but I feel like you'll get a better experience with an optioned up Model 3. That's just my opinion. I haven't driven a baseline Model S. I could be proven wrong. But Tesla will always tell you Model S is a better car. But that's just my opinion on if you're going to drop exactly 60 grand. That's probably where I would lean.
All right, man. Well, I have stolen you and driven you around in circles too much for the day. I'm gonna let you go. You want to plug your channel?
Yo, MKBHD on YouTube or any other social. I did a Tesla video. It might have been this exact same car.
I think it was the exact same
It
car.
was this exact same
I changed
car.
it from autofocus to the version.
That's amazing. Take it easy.
Thanks, brother. I gotta get this thing back to the Tesla dealership. Oh, hey, Lauren. Come in. Lauren, do you want to come with me to the meatpacking district?
I do.
Because I have to get this car back to Tesla.
You know, I love those clubs.
Who doesn't love a hot club? So this is Lauren Grush, who you probably know from Spacecraft.
I cover the other Elon company.
So when you think about Elon, right, you obviously SpaceX like really inspires people.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. I saw some comment the other day that was talking about just the kind of the sheer difference between how the two companies are covered. You know, SpaceX has got its criticism and people who like to criticize it, but overall, most people kind of acknowledge that the company has been a big disruptor in like a very old-timey industry. Ironically, space is kind of set in old ways.
But I wonder, you know, the way Tesla gets covered is like they have competitors. SpaceX doesn't have like consumer level competitors the way Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, they have like one or two major competitors, but in space, having competition is, everyone kind of says it's good. The more other companies it all elevates the industry. It's definitely not the same field of cars by any means, you know. And the difference too, I think, is this is more towards the consumer, you know, and SpaceX, you know, not everybody launches rockets. You know,
No.
not everybody needs a rocket to be launched. So it's a very different type of market, and maybe that's kind of why things are different. It just sounds like they have a lot of production problems, and that is just not an issue for SpaceX. If anything, they have an abundance of rockets because they keep landing them all the time.
So when you're in this car and you're like looking around it, what do you see any like family ties between all the Elon companies?
Elon loves a streamlined aesthetic.
He's doing something with these cars that make them look really different. If you look at all the cars around us, they all have grills, they need air intakes for their engines.
Right.
This car doesn't need one, so they just flattened out the front of the car. Like,
Right.
they've designed it around being an electric car.
And all my stuff is up in the hood right now.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, that front trunk is actually like pretty useful. So I'm gonna do something. So
Okay.
we're on the West Side Highway. I'm just gonna put the hammer down.
What's the hammer?
That's that.
Can you even do that? Oh my god, please don't put that in the video. That's like a freaking roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I mean this car just has a ton of torque.
I like speed. It's unexpected.
That's the idea.
And it's also a car. Like, I don't like cars.
You don't like cars?
Well, I do like cars if I'm in control.
Nice. Do you want to drive?
No,
You sure?
maybe.
Do it. It's not my car. So very basic stuff.
Yeah, what do I do?
First, your mirrors. Oh,
I gotta go.
Phil, come back! Stop.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, I don't think.
Put the hazards on. Put the hazards on.
I don't know how.
Go around us.
You guys, we need the key card.
It's in the car with you.
Where? Oh. Okay, we're good. Put your foot on the brake. And then now you're in drive. Okay, go.
Sorry.
No, okay, I didn't know where the key card was.
Oh, that's
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's